welcome back to my channel. My name is Preeti and I garden here in Zone 6 in Toronto, Canada, and today is the first day of spring and I'm very excited to start my seeds, my vegetable seeds, and some flowers as well. But I kind of wanted to take you along and show you how I was planting these seeds and all the things that you would need if you are starting your own seeds at home. I will post a link to my greenhouse setup that I showed you in my earlier videos if you've been following my channel, and that's what I will be using. It's set up over here, and I will be using that to start my seeds and use that to start my seeds. So I wanted to share with you everything that I am going to be using. So the first thing you will need is a seed starting mix. It's very good to start with a mix that is specifically designed for seeds. So this mix is specifically very light and it is more conducive to starting your seeds. And you know what, if you feel like you have better results using a potting mix, you could use it. You could add something in it to make it lighter, but what I do is I typically just start with a seed starting mix. So the one that I have used is a Jiffy premium seed starting mix, and this is a professional greenhouse quality mix, and I actually used this one last year as well, and I had great results with this mix. So that's what I'm going to be using, and the reason I've put it in this container is because it's a good idea to add a lot of water to it and moisten it before you fill up your trays. I will be using these trays for the seed starting, and I shared these with you in my previous video when I showed you my greenhouse setup. So there is a tray underneath, and there is 50 cells in here that I will be using, and I have 4 of these trays, and the idea is that you can water from below and keep the seeds moist, and they also come with a dome cover for the greenhouse kind of condensation that the seeds will need to germinate and the heat. So the other thing that I'm going to be using is vermiculite. So I will be using this to top my seeds so that there is good kind of drainage. There is the seeds don't get, the top of the soil doesn't get moldy, and it'll just help keep everything moist as well as well draining. So that's what I'll be using. And the seeds that I'm going to be starting today are all of my tomato seeds, and I have shared this with you in a seed chat, but I will quickly go through the varieties that I will be planting today. So this is the black strawberry tomatoes, and then I have a rainbow blend as well. And if you notice, I have created these kind of labels for the seeds, so it's a good idea to have these all organized before you start this whole process. It makes it go quicker, and you can kind of go and do this in an assembly line. And the other variety that I'm doing is beefsteak, and then I also have this variety called tumbler. So these are more for baskets and containers, so I'm excited to try this one. And then I also have a Big Mama hybrid that I'm going to be sowing today, and also a Sun Gold, sorry about that, a Sun Gold cherry. So this one, as well as a new exciting variety that I just picked up today. This is the Indigo Rose. I love how black this one is, and I'm excited to see this one grow in my garden. So I'm going to be planting some of these. And then in the same tray, I will also be planting some cucumbers and some zucchini. So I have a free seed from Baker Creek Seeds, Beet Alpha cucumbers, so I will be trying those. And I also have some English cucumbers, the long cucumbers from last year, that I will be also sowing. And then I have two varieties of zucchini. I have the dark green, and I have an Italian zucchini, which is the striped one that I'll also be trying. So all of these will go in one tray. There are about 50 cells, so I will be using a row for each of these varieties, and that is 5 of them. And then mostly planting 2 per cell, just so that at least one of them will germinate, and then if both do, then I might thin them out. And yeah, so I will be using all of these seeds today to sow. And the reason I've kind of grouped all of these together, because they have a similar germination rate. So all of these have about 7 to 14 days of germination, and that's why I have picked these seeds, grouped these seeds together. It's a good idea to do that, so that once they start germinating, you can kind of remove the humidity dome, and they can all kind of be along the same timelines in terms of germination. So next I will show you what I'll be doing with the soil, and I will be filling up the trays, and then I will be planting 2 seeds per cell, and I'll show you that. So I'm going to add water to this mix here, and I'm going to mix it up and make sure that it's well moistened. You don't want it to be dripping wet, but you kind of want it to soak all this water. So I'm going to actually add 1 whole container. This is probably half a gallon of water, and I'm just going to mix it. As you can see, this is extremely dry, so it's going to like soak up this moisture very quickly. And I might even need to go and get some more water to add to this. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just mixing this up, and if you touch this one, it's not even wet, it's not even moist yet. So I think I'm going to have to add a little bit more water to this. So this will just ensure that your soil is nicely moistened before you start this process. So yeah, I'm going to go grab some more water, and I'm going to add more water to this and make it a bit more wet than what it is, because it's really barely moistened it that much water. So just to give you an idea, and this is 1 entire bag of the seed mix. It's about 13 liters of seed mix. So here it is. I've added more water to the soil, and if you feel the consistency of the soil, if you squeeze it, there won't be much water that you can squeeze, but you will be able to feel that the soil is quite moist, and that's what you're looking for with this soil, so that it is pre-moistened and it's soaked in all the water. So it took me about a couple of those jars of water to really get and work this water in the soil, and now I can feel that it's moistened quite well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill up my tray with this soil. So just simply, you know, put the soil in each of the squares and fill it up. I am anticipating using a bag to fill out 1 tray, so I might just need a bag per tray. I'm gonna see how much soil I get through. So I just, you know, usually just lump it on this, and I flatten it out. So you want the soil to kind of pack in each of the cell, and make sure that, you know, each cell has enough soil in it, and it's fully covered. So that's what I'm doing, because when you sow the seeds, they are basically going to be on the surface. You're not going to be sowing them very deep. A lot of the vegetable seeds are very tiny, and most times I will just put them on the surface and put vermiculite, or you can use some sort of horticultural gravel if you have that, to cover them up. So you could do that as well. And this is a fairly large tray. It has a lot of cells, so it's going to take up a lot of soil. And as you can see, I am making quite a bit of a mess on my mat, but that's okay. This mat is washable. But if you want, you can put a tarp or something underneath it, a plastic, when you're doing work. And I'm actually working on my floor. I'm not even on a table. So I find it very relaxing to do this sitting on the floor, and I'm actually close to where my little greenhouse setup is, and I want to like get this done and put these in the greenhouse and get them started and going today. And it's a beautiful sunny day here in Toronto today. It's the first day of spring, and I'm very excited to kind of start this today. It was very cloudy this morning, and it's just turned sunny, and I'm very excited that I'm finally doing this today. So yeah, it's coming along really well. It's almost full. A few more cells to go, and literally it's actually very therapeutic to do this, and take your time, enjoy this process, because it's very nice to kind of do this and anticipate all the seeds you're going to be growing in here, and the entire process is very therapeutic, and I love it. So yeah, so it's getting there. It's almost full. I am going to give it one more pass and see if they're all full, and then I'm going to now show you how to plant the seeds in each cell. It is, I wanted to show you that I have filled all my 4 trays with the pre-moistened seed starting mix, and I recommend you do this step all at once, because that way then you can, you know, start doing your seeds with clean, dry hands, and it's just easier to have all of this in place before you start the seed step. And yeah, so just to give you an idea, it took me about 3 bags, 13-liter bags of the Jiffy premium seed starting mix to fill 4 of these trays that have 50 cells each, and they're pretty deep. They're a good sized tray, as you can see. They're quite a bit of a good size, and they're very sturdy, and I feel like the seeds can probably just stay in this till they're ready to be planted outside, because it's already 20th of March today, and assuming that I should be able to plant these in my garden by 20th of May, then 2 months they probably will be okay in these trays. So anyways, I am going to now show you how I'm planting the seeds and what the process is going to be for that. As you can see, I've laid out my labels 1 per row so that I know what I have planted in each of the row, and it's not necessary to create, for me at least, to create a label for each of the cell, because I know they are all the same. And if you end up just, you know, doing 3 of these or something else, then you could put a label here. That way you know that the ones from that cell onwards are the same. So it just reduces the amount of labels you need to use and write and keep track of. So I think this system works for me, and I'm going to be using 5 cells for each variety. So that's what I'm going to be planting today. This variety that I'm going to be planting is the black strawberry tomatoes. These are from the Baker Creek Seeds order that I placed, and I will show you this one so you get a general idea of what I'm doing, and then I'm going to finish the rest of them, and I'll kind of show you if I am doing cucumber. Maybe I'll show you what the seeds look like, and pretty much all of them will follow the same kind of process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the seeds down, and I'm going to actually take a couple of them and put them in each cell. So you can choose to do 1. I like to do 2 per cell, just because it gives me a little bit of an insurance on that I will at least get one of them to germinate, and then you can thin them out. And if the seeds that you've ordered are fairly new and from the same year, then maybe you can get away with doing 1 per cell, but I like to do 2, just so that you know, I have that assurance that the seeds will germinate. So that's what I'm going to do. And once the seeds are touching the soil, what you can do is you can lightly, just lightly pat them. You don't need to bury them in the soil. They just need to be like touching the surface, like as you can see they're here. So just, you know, lightly, just pat them down lightly. You don't need to, as I said, worry about burying them because they need to be on the surface. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish doing it for the rest of them, and then I'm going to put a layer of vermiculite over the seed tray, and I'll show you once I'm ready for that step. I'll show you the seeds for the beefsteak, and the other tomatoes like Rainbow Blend and Big Mama are considerably bigger than the ones for the cherry tomatoes, so a little bit easier to see and easier to do. Use them. So just, you know, it's a little bit hard when the seeds are so tiny to kind of manage them, but the key is to have dry hands and to kind of keep doing it with more dry hands. So I try to keep my hand dry as much as possible, and as you can see, you can just add it to the soil. So add a couple and just gently just pat them down, and that's all you need to do to put the seeds in. So I've already done all the cherry ones, and I've done the Rainbow Blend, and I'm now doing the beefsteak, and I'm just doing 2, sometimes 3 per cell. Sometimes, you know, you just end up dropping more than you need, and that's okay. You can always thin this out and keep the strongest seedling as you go along in the growing process. The cucumber seeds, they are fairly big, so what I'm going to do is I'm pretty much going to put 1 per cell because these are new seeds from this year and they should have a high rate of germination. And even so, I probably do not need 5 plants. Even if 3 out of 5 survive, I think that'll be okay for me. So I'm going to put 1 per cell and save some for next season. Cucumber seeds, I'm just going to like push them down in the soil. They are fairly large, so quite easy to manage. So that's what I'm going to be doing with the cucumber seeds. And as you're seeing, I'm just doing 1 per cell for these, and hoping that they will germinate. The zucchini seeds, they are even larger than the cucumbers. So for these seeds, what I'm going to do is again 1 per cell. I'm going to plant them 1 per cell, and I probably do not need that many zucchini plants, but if they do all germinate and survive, I might give some away to my friends, or find ways to plant them in the pot and then give away the zucchini that I get from these plants away. So yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. 1 per cell and 5 plants of these. So these are the Italian zucchini that I'm putting in that. As you can see, my first tray is all done, and I'm going to put some vermiculite on top just to coat the top layer, and like I said, it just helps to prevent any kind of mold developing on top of your seeds, and it just helps to keep the plants moist, the seeds moist as they are germinating, and also just, you know, reduces the mold, like I said. And I like doing that just to kind of top my seeds with this. So that's what I'm doing, and covering this up, and this tray will be then watered at the bottom. I'm going to add water to the bottom tray, and that's it. And I'm going to put it in my greenhouse, and I'm going to turn on the set the timer for my lights, probably do like an 8 or 10 hour timer on my lights, and make sure that they get enough sunshine and warmth, and hopefully these seeds should germinate in about, I would say, about 10 to 12 to 14 days. I should start to see some life coming out of here. So really excited. This has been a really fun afternoon planting these seeds and just getting them all prepped up. It's brought a lot of joy to me, and I hope I was able to show you the technique for planting the seeds and all the prep that you might need to do if you're doing seed starting at home. And I know different people do different things, and some people use recycled egg cartons. You could use smaller pots, like whatever it is that that you desire to use, you can use that method. And I was just taking you along with what I was planning to do for this year, and I just wanted to be a bit more organized this year with my seed starting, so that I am more efficient with it in terms of timing, in terms of portability and ease, in which I can kind of harden off these seedlings once they grow. And I will take you along as these germinate, and if I need to pinch some or take care of them by potting them in a different container, I will take you along. But for now, I'm going to continue. Actually, I have a bunch of other seeds to do. I have a lot of my other vegetable. I have some coleus. I have some other flowers. So I'm going to continue and finish planting everything, sowing all the seeds, and then I will finally show you, once I'm all done, how I'm going to water them and where I'm placing them in my greenhouse. This round of seeds are going to be eggplants, peppers, some cauliflower, okra, and Swiss chard, and also bitter gourd, which I have soaked in water so that the seeds can soften a bit, and that's recommended for improved germination. So that's what I'm going to plant in my second tray, and I will show you when it's all done. And most of the seeds in this lot are going to be a bigger size seed, so I might just put in one seed per cell, and then some of the ones where it's okra or pepper, I might put 2 in each cell. So I'm gonna go along and finish planting up this tray as well. There it is. I'm done planting all my vegetables that I wanted to start indoors. Really excited to have them all planted. The next 2 trays are going to be mostly some flowers and some coleus, and I will take you along when I plant those. So with this, I just wanted to end this video and not make it too long, and just show you the process in which I was planting my vegetables. Really excited to get them started, and I've already placed, I'll show you, I've placed one of them already in my little greenhouse setup, and I'm going to put the second tray in there as well, so that they can start to kind of start the process of germination. I am using a humidity dome on them. Although they are in a greenhouse, I'm still using it so that they stay warm. And once they germinate, then I will give them a little bit more airflow and open up the domes, and also keep the greenhouse more open. But till they germinate, I'm going to give them as much warmth and light as they can get in this setup. So that's everything. I just wanted to take you along today and spend this beautiful Sunday afternoon sowing these vegetable seeds and playing in dirt and making this mess, and I just thoroughly enjoyed myself. And with that, I wanted to thank everyone for watching this video. If you liked this video and you found it helpful, please do hit the like button, and don't forget to comment below and let me know what seeds have you already started or you are starting. And I hope everyone is enjoying a fabulous spring day out there. I am going to go for my walk now and enjoy this beautiful sunshine that we are getting outdoors, and I am super ecstatic. So with that, I wanted to wish everyone a fabulous day, and I hope everyone is enjoying their transitioning into spring and dreaming about their gardens and starting something new. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified every time I post a video. I would like to take you along on my gardening journey. Lots of new projects planned for this spring, summer, and I want to document and take everyone along. Thanks so much for watching.